I don't fucking care about you. I don't care about your ugly ass man. I don't want your friend's man. Please shut the
Damn,
fuck
you
up.
gotta be ugly. You gotta be ugly.
Ugly. Ugly, okay? Because why would I be flirting with you? Look at you, look at me.
I think about how much sex I turn down. Sex is easy for me to get. Like I could have sex every 15 minutes with a different person. I could have a schedule with my assistant, and for the entirety of the year, I could probably have sex for the rest of the year.
Wow. Modern women need a good humbling. A lot of modern day women now are very arrogant.
Very, very arrogant. Right? What do you have to say to that torturous clip that we had to endure?
I think I lost a few brain cells listening to that, but I want to give a, I guess, response to her second point, or not even point, but what she was arguing in a
right.
sense. I don't know what she's doing. She's just
Yeah.
splurging. I
She's
don't know.
just speaking.
She's just ranting, I guess. But I wanted to respond to her saying that she can have sex with X amount of partners. When there's a sound conclusion to that, of course, men are going to initiate sex towards any girl that's relatively pretty. So I don't understand what she's attempting to get at by, I guess she's flexing in a way or not. I'm not too sure
Low-key.
what her motive is with that, but that's not a flex to be used as a object and then discarded
Yes.
later on.
Yes. It's very weird because I know that for context she was saying a lot of men and women are lying about the amount of sex that they have, but in actuality, for me, I know the amount of sex that I can have. Nonetheless, your point still stands. Why on earth would you try to go ahead and prove to the world that, hey, I know the amount of times that I can be used and discarded?
Wow. I have the
What?
potential of being used.
Yes, yes.
Right. Wow. And there's a lot of these women, they're very beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, it doesn't match. We see it in our day-to-day lives. We see it on social media, but then we see it out in public. We go out and do public interviews out in Deep Ellum and all, and these schools and all this, and sometimes we'll go to the girls and we'll try to ask them a question, and immediately they're like, oh, no, like they won't even let you finish saying what you want to say. No, I've got a boyfriend, I'm good. And it's like, yo, you think that we're trying to hit on you? We're just trying to ask you a question.
Right.
But automatically in their mind, they're thinking that somebody wants more than just to have a conversation with them. And so a lot of women, they have this mindset that, oh, all of these men want me. And so it's a
Right.
crazy amount of
Right.
of ego.
Arrogance and
Yeah.
ego. And then what correlates to her first point.
Mhm.
Essentially, she's saying this. Unless I'm not talking to you, then we're not having sex. If I'm talking to you, then yeah, like we're having sex. How warped and sexually demented is her mind for her to be like, unless we're flirting, then then we are having sex, okay?
Right.
Like, wow,
I think it's
that's insane.
tremendously dangerous that someone with that mindset has that big of an audience. Just imagine the high school girl, or maybe even the middle school girl. I can imagine what age of people that are watching her, but imagine they're just watching the video and it's like, yeah, she's pretty right, and then just swipe off.
Right.
And then that gets instilled into that girl, and then that's what now we're seeing in our modern society, is that negative influence that's upon these younger women, and then they grow up to be like her.
Right.
It's like a never-ending chain.
Yes, and I wanted to touch on the point in which she has been receiving lots of compliments throughout her life. Of course, she is a very attractive lady through her teenager, childhood years, and now into an adult. So in her mind, it's like, okay, I know that conversations usually lead to me being in bed, so that's why I say that unless we're flirting, then we're not gonna have sex. And so that instills a sense of what you were saying, a sense of ego within them. And then so she is saying, every man who simply talks to me is because they want to go ahead and get in my pants. And so that gives them a sense of validation. That gives them a sense of value within their life. And fortunately, no. Men find fives attractive. Men can get whatever they can get. And it's the truth, right? Sure, she may be
Anything with a hole.
right. Sure, she may be very pretty and good looking, but nonetheless, so many men are going to go after something that they see pretty. It's not really a flex.
Yeah, not at all. And us having a higher social sexuality, that's going to be the reality of things. But one thing that is, I wouldn't say as rare, but things that are going to be a little bit less common are men that actually want to take you serious and value you and have respect for you. If men are, just as you said earlier, if they are already jumping to that conclusion of just wanting to have sex, then he doesn't value you as a person at all. It's just a mere object.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And it doesn't matter if you are pretty on the outside, if you are ugly on the inside. Men, they are visual creatures. So, of course, we like what we see on the outside. We like the physical features of a woman. That's why a lot of men are engaging in hookup culture, is because they just want to have sex. They like the physical. But real men, the woman that they're going to marry and, like Ray said, take serious, is not just a woman that's beautiful on the outside, but a woman that is beautiful on the inside, that is matching bothly, that she has the character to match that the outside appearance. And also too, one of the things that if you watch the clips and watch the full video, my girl kind of cusses like a sailor, you know. It's a bunch of profanity and stuff going out, and you see that stuff, and it's just it's a turn off in a lot, in a sense. It's like, well, my girl, what's up with all the cussing? Sometimes I'll see really beautiful girls and they can just be so beautiful, but then when they start talking, it's just like just a bunch of trash just starts just coming out of their mouths, like bomb. It's just
Cuss like me.
it's just like, oh man, what's up with all the profanity?
Yeah.
You know, it's just not a good. It doesn't look lady like.
Yeah. I mean, me around women, and they've told me, Ariel, I've noticed something. I said, yeah, you never cuss. I'm like, I'm not going to cuss around you, because it's like a very dirty masculine thing. A woman's supposed to be beautiful, it's supposed to be soft, supposed to be submissive. But no, instead, she is cussing. Like, you're sounding like my homeboy down the block. Like, what's going on here? Yeah,
when every word that's coming out of your mouth is just a cuss word.
Right.
I remember this one girl that I liked, and I thought she was wonderful, man, amazing. And then when she started talking, it was just nonstop cussing. And then when she started to get to know me more and more, she was like, man, she's like, I feel uncomfortable cussing around Kylie. She's like, I got too much respect, you know, to do that around you. So her conversation and stuff started to change, right. And it's like, and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And so,
absolutely. She even take it a step further, and if you do portray this attitude towards just the world and then the people around you, just sit back and think of the man that you require, or the men that are going to be chasing after you, by having this arrogance mindset towards everything. All right. Yeah. Of course, I would say generally women are going to want ambitious men. They're going to want virtuous men, having high moral standards. But then portraying that attitude is not going to lead to that at all. So, of course, you're going to have men that are going to flock after you who just want to have sex. Because, I mean, look at your attitude. No ambitious man, right. No virtuous man is going to look at that girl like, you know what, that'll be a pretty good girl. You know, I'm going to pursue that. No, they're staying and they're going to the Christian woman. And that's why those other guys keep pursuing you in abundance.
And this is a problem with feminism, is that there are two ways in which a man and a woman can acquire arrogance. Think about it. It's very easy for women to develop and acquire arrogance. It's very easy. Meaning, so many men can go ahead and validate her, call her pretty, etc., and she can have sex with them, thus increasing her arrogance, her ego. Can that happen to the majority of men? Absolutely not. So the man's ego and arrogance, of course, ego and arrogance is still wrong. His ego or arrogance must be derived from his work ethic, must be derived from his money, from the things that he builds, from his intellect. I'm not saying the woman cannot acquire ego from those things, but regarding feminism, that seems to be a lot where women derive their arrogance from, is from their looks, work, and the amount of sex that she has. Just like her.
And then too, like Ray was saying, that like these men, they're not gonna tolerate that for too long. The sassy, the smart mouth, the smart remarks. They're not gonna, it's only too much they'll tolerate before they'll leave. And that's what Ray was saying, that a lot of those guys, they're just gonna be in it just to smash. But then after they realize that there's nothing more to you than just besides your body, after he hits it, then he's gonna be on his way. And then that's when these women start saying that all men are no good, and then they get on this hate train for men and start just bashing them. And it is also like, as Ariel was saying about how the women, they acquire such arrogance, is because these simps are, you guys got to stop simping after these ladies. Y'all are the ones that are giving them the big hate. I've seen Joy posted a clip during Pride Month, and she got a bunch of backlash from it. And then she was saying, "Oh, you men are not gonna go anywhere. You men are not gonna unfollow me. Y'all are gonna stay here. Y'all gonna keep liking my photos. Y'all are gonna keep commenting. Y'all aren't going anywhere." And she's absolutely right, because these men are not. As soon as she posts a bikini picture, they're gonna be sliding in her DMs. They're gonna like her pictures. They're gonna be like, "Joy, you looking for a man?" Like, they're gonna be there, and that's why she could talk the way that she talks. Is because she knows that there's gonna be men that's gonna constantly keep chasing. And as long as these men are just constantly going after them, they're gonna feel like, "Oh, okay, I'm worthy. I've got this worth," because the men, as she said, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What is her Instagram?
Simps.
What does her Instagram look like, Kyler? If you do know, is it like bikini pictures and
She some career stuff, and then some vacation.
what is career stuff?
She's sports and podcasting.
Which brings me to
and-
another question: is she married due to her career? Has she been divorced? What is it?
Yes.
She's been divorced. Oh, okay.
Here we
All right.
go.
Good luck.
Here we go.
Now her chances of having a successful marriage completely decreases because you've been divorced the first time you've been married. Check the stats on it.
Does she have kids?
Bad.
No.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Joy,
So it's such an
Joy, I'm
unfulfilled-
trying to.
She's living a very fulfilling life. Also, I want to go ahead and touch on this really quickly. Joy Taylor. Sometimes it can be hard. I'm acting as though she's right in front of me. Sometimes it can be hard to let go of that ego and that arrogance, or to see where your ego and arrogance is coming from. Of course, according to her, it wouldn't be ego or arrogance. It would just simply be her telling you a statement that about how many times you can have sex within a year. Okay, I understand that. But I want to go ahead and let you know that these men going after you, a lot of them really do not care about who you are individually. That's what we've been saying, at least one of our points throughout this entire episode. Men are really like dogs and animals whenever they don't have a Christian mindset. They can just go after something that looks pretty, something that looks nice to their eyes, and then chase after them. So that's going to increase her ego and her arrogance. I just hope that you understand that that's not a flex. And Kyler, I'm so glad that you brought up the simps, because every single time a person brings up a person paying for OnlyFans or simps, it kind of shocks me how there are actual men till this very day, as we're speaking, engaging in that stuff.
When we previously recorded this, you said a point where you said that that there's a difference between the Christian woman and the secular woman. That the Christian woman, she knows where her value and her worth comes from. She knows that it comes from God. But the secular woman, you could see why she has such an ego, because she's putting her validation in her appearance and in the validation from other men. And this is what I want to leave you guys with, is Proverbs 31:30, which says, "Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised." So women, stop putting your value in how you look. The scripture makes it clear that beauty does not last. So your looks are going to change as you get older. Things change about you. But what matters is that if you have that relationship with God and you fear him, that's the woman that is going to be greatly praised.
One day we'll get a soundboard, so I can just be
Perfect.